All right, Shalom Yasharala. Before we get started, we're going to give our praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKwadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone, that teaching Ruel. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. All right, and we're back with another video. The title of this one is called The Third Woe. All right, World War III. Okay, and I got some articles we're gonna read. Well, maybe like two, really. But yeah, I got some articles we're gonna read. 2 articles. All right, and it goes into this recent thing with Russia. Really, we're starting with Joe Biden giving the clear for Russia to use long range missiles to shoot off into deep into Russian territory. Okay, and we all know this is a part of the how you want to say it, this is part of prophecy that World War III is going to happen. Okay, so let's first start with this one. All right, natural news. And it reads, Ukraine strikes Russian military installation in I can't say this word, so forgive me. Bryansk, I hope I pronounced that right. Just one day after Biden authorizes use of U.S.-made long-range ATACMs, ATMCM missiles. And this came out the 20th. Today's this was yesterday. All right, so it's not a long article, so we'll read. Well, Lord willing, we'll read the whole thing. But it says, all right, so it says the Zelensky regime is wasting no time bombing Russia with U.S.-made long-range missiles, which were just approved for use in the Russian-Ukraine war by President Joe Biden. Roughly one day after Biden authorized Ukraine to use the MGM-140 Army Tactical Missile System deep within Russian territory, blatantly crossing President Vladimir Putin's famous red lines. It says Kiev was already sending missiles to blow up a military installation in Russia's western Bryansk region. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov responded to Biden's authorization of long-range missile use by Ukraine by warning that Moscow is now free to... Oh, give me 1 second. I want to put on that. I'll read it again. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov responded to Biden's authorization of long-range missile use by Ukraine by warning that Moscow is now free to respond with nuclear weapons if it decides this is the best route to take to protect its interests. And quote, the use of Western non-nuclear rockets by the armed forces of Ukraine against Russia can prompt a nuclear response, Peskov said. All right, and it says Ukraine strikes Russia with ATACMs, ballistic missiles, for first time. The RBC Ukraine news agency published a report to coincide with Biden's authorization that highlights the historic nature of the outgoing president's decision. For the first time, Ukraine's defense forces struck Russian territory with ATACMs, ballistic missiles. It says, RBC reported. According to RBC, the Bryansk military installation, located about 115 kilometers, about 71 miles from Russia's border with Ukraine, was successfully hit in the attack. Indeed, for the first time, we used ATACMS or CMS to strike Russian territory. An unnamed source added to the local media outlet. The strike was carried out against a facility in the Bryansk region, and it was successfully hit. And it shows you right here. That goes to Twitter. I don't care about Twitter, but yeah. Okay, it shows you here. All right. Check the picture. Okay. So let's continue to read. It says the Kiev Post also reported that the 67th Arsenal of the main Directorate of the Missile and Artillery Directorate of Russia was also hit in a long-range missile attack. That facility, was loaded up with stockpiles of anti-aircraft missiles, munitions for use in multiple different rocket systems, artillery ammunition, guided bombs, and other weapons mostly supplied to Russia by North Korea. Woo! And they're in a league with each other. They're sending North Korea sent troops to even help Russia fight Ukraine. It says Bloomberg confirmed that a total of 5 missiles were shot down, one of them damaged with no casualties reported. There was, however, a fire that started at the Bryansk military installation due to the missile's debris. All right. It says Putin is responding to the move with his own changes to Russia's nuclear doctrine. According to Peskov, the modifications made by Putin signal that Russia can now attack the West with nuclear weapons, which will almost certainly ignite World War III. The Western markets reacted by plunging Salaki says, the Western markets reacted by plunging. Both U.S. Equity, futures, and European equities dropped substantially following the news while global bonds climb. This further suggested that World War III is at the door, and it is. The market reaction is logical, claims Andrea Tooney, head of sales at the trading outlet Saxo Banque France. One could feel already yesterday that the tension was rising. For the moment, the market reaction is contained. Some are still in a wait-and-see mode. Okay? So this we know that World War III is bound to happen, and it is at the door. Okay? We're getting closer and closer also, but you got to remember, before World War III happens, the mark of the beast has to come. Okay? So yes, World War III is going to happen. It is guaranteed. Okay? We know, all right, us believers know that this is the war, not wars, but this is the last and final war. Okay? And then, but before that, the mark of the beast has to be made mandatory. It has to be implemented. So don't get your hopes up. Okay? Let's read this came out today. All right, from the End Time headlines, Russia launches intercontinental ballistic missile against Ukraine in major escalation. Now, before we go on, let's look up what an intercontinental ballistic missile is. Just for those who don't know, all right, or ICBM for short, all right. An intercontinental ballistic missile, ICBM, is a ballistic missile with a range greater than 5,500 kilometers, primarily designed for nuclear weapons delivery, delivering one or more thermonuclear warheads. Conventional, chemical, and biological weapons can also be delivered with varying effectiveness, but have rarely been deployed on ICBMs. Most modern designs support multiple independently targetable reentry vehicle MIRVs, allowing a single missile to carry several warheads, each of which can strike a different target. The United States, Russia, China, France, India, the United Kingdom, the UK, Israel, and North Korea, and notice now Israel's in there, all right, who claim that they're the real, people of the Bible. But if that's true, you wouldn't have no weapons. When the real Israelites go back to the land, there's going to be no more war. You're still fighting against, their war against the Arabs, right? But it says in North Korea are the only countries known to have operational ICBMs. Pakistan is the only nuclear armed state that does not possess ICBMs. You can go more into it if you want. All right. But that's what an ICBM is. Now, Russia, they launched the ICBM on Ukraine. It says Russia fires intercontinental ballistic missile in attack on Ukraine, Kiev says. This from Reuters. It says Ukraine said Russia fired what appeared to be an intercontinental ballistic missile at the city of Dnipro on Thursday, and what would be the first use in war of a weapon designed to deliver long-distance nuclear strikes. Western officials who spoke on condition of anatomy later told Reuters their initial analysis showed it was not an intercontinental ballistic missile, though they left open the possibility that that conclusion could change. Regardless of its classification, the latest strike highlighted rapidly rising tensions in the 33-month-old war. Ukraine fired U.S. and British missiles at targets inside Russia this week, despite warnings by Moscow that it would see such an action as a major escalation. Security experts said that if Thursday's strike involved an intercontinental ballistic missile, it would be the first use of such a missile in war. ICBMs are strategic weapons designed to deliver nuclear warheads and are an important part of Russia's nuclear deterrent. Today, there was a new Russian missile, although the characteristics, speed, altitude are of an ICBM missile. An expert investigation is currently underway, Ukrainian President Zelensky said in a video statement. All right. So they're saying it wasn't one, but who knows? Let's see if we can get. Let's see what end time headlines say. It says Russia launched an intercontinental ICBM missile from its southern Astrakhan region during a morning attack on Ukraine on Thursday. Kiev's Air Force said the first time Russia has used such a powerful long-range missile during the war. The strike comes after Ukraine and used U.S. and British missiles to strike targets inside Russia this week, something Moscow had warned for months would be seen as a major escalation. The Russian attack targeted enterprises and critical infrastructure in the central eastern city of Dnipro, the Air Force said, at a time of escalating moves in the 33-month-old war launched by Russia and Ukraine. It was unclear from the statement what the ICBM targeted and whether it caused any damage. The missiles have a range of thousands of kilometers and can be used for delivering nuclear warheads, though they can also have conventional warheads. Ukrainian air defenses shot down 6 KH-101 cruise missile during the attack. All right. So now they're saying that they did shoot off, but the other one says they didn't. It'll come out eventually. But still, even if they shot a missile that wasn't nuclear, it's still going to escalate World War III. Let's read Revelation. Okay, let's start with the first one. Revelations. A matter of fact, yeah, let's start with that. Revelation 16 and 15. And I did a video on this before, but I didn't like how I did it, so I'm redoing it. All right, Revelation 16. I'm gonna start at 13. All right, it says the title is Armageddon. It says, "And I saw 3 unclean spirits like frogs come out of the mouth of the dragon, and the mouth of the prophet, out of the mouth of the beast, and out of the mouth of the false prophet." All right, and these unclean spirits are the 3 city-states. All right, which is Washington D.C., which is your military power, right? London, England, which is your financial power, and the Vatican, which is your religious power, which that would be the false prophet, right? Verse 14, "For they are the spirits of devils, working miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day of power Almighty. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame." And the garments is what? The truth. All right, the wisdom, knowledge, understanding of the Bible. All right, and if you have it, and if you have the truth, you the 100% truth at that. All right, you have the garments, but if you don't, you're naked. I want to see what this word naked says real quick. I don't want to be too long. Let's see what it says. It says this is a metaphor. Naked, i.e. open, laid bare. Only mere bare, i.e. mere grain. No. So I don't really give you much. But basically, if you're naked, you're without the truth, But verse 16, it says, "And he gathered them together unto a place called in the Hebrew tongue." It says Armageddon, but it's Harmageddon. Let's see if we can cross-reference it. And, yep, straight, it takes you to Joel 3 and 9. See that? But let's look that up real quick. Armageddon. In the Hebrew, it's Har-Magawwan. Our Har means hill, mountain, hill country or mount. Okay. And Magawwan, right? Place of crowds. Ancient city of Canaan, assigned to Manasseh and located on the southern rim of the plain of Esdraelon from Mount Carmel. So it's or they call it Megiddo. So Har-Magawwan is a mountain of what does it say? Place of crowds, or a mountain of troops, right? So let's go to Joel 3 and 9, right, and read it, because this is what's going to happen. Joel 3 and 9, and when you read Joel 3, all right, it goes into, the nation selling Israel and Judah, and the Lord's going to take vengeance on them, right? Verse 9, it says, proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, wake up the mighty men, right? Wake up these, these nations. Let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I'm strong. And now these weak nations they're strong. They have their own nuclear power. They have their own military, strong military at that. They might be not as strong as, the U.S. and these Russia, but they have something. It says, assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahweh. That's the Lord's name. In the Hebrew, when we see Lord in all caps, that's the Most High's name. His name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. Verse 12, it says, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. Put ye in the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, get you down, for the press is full, the fats overflow. For their wickedness is great. Multitudes in the valley of decision. For the day of the Lord Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, is near in the valley of decision. This is the word Jehoshaphat, and the Hebrew is Yahweh Shaphat, meaning Yahweh's judgment. All right, this is the Lord's name, Yahweh. All right, in the Hebrew, you read it from right to left. So it's Yahweh, the existing one, or he exists, right? And Shaphat, to judge, govern, vindicate, punish, all right? To decide, to execute judgment. See? So it literally means the name is Yahweh's judgment. And there was, also kings who were named Jehoshaphat. But down here it says symbolical name of the valley near Jerusalem, which is the place of ultimate judgment. Maybe the deep ravine which separates Jerusalem from the Mount of Olives through which the Kidron flowed. So the name is the Valley of Judgment, or Yahweh's judgment. See, let's read it in the NLT. Starting at verse 9 again. It says, say to the nations far and wide, get ready for war. Call out your best warriors. Let all your fighting men advance for the attack. Hammer your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Train even your weaklings to be warriors. Come quickly. Sometimes these translations, they go off sometimes, but still makes the point. It says, come quickly, all you nations everywhere. Gather together in the valley. And now, O Lord, call out your warriors. Let the nations be called to arms. Let them march to the valley of Jehoshaphat. There I, the Lord, will sit to pronounce judgment on them all. Swing the sickle, for the harvest is ripe. Come, it says, come, tread the grapes, for the winepress is full. The storage vats are overflowing with the wickedness of these people. Thousands upon thousands are awaiting in the valley of decision. There the day of the Lord will soon arrive. You see? So ultimately, these nations, where these nations are going to fight at, all right, around the Levant region. Now get Revelation 20, okay, and 7. It says, now when you read Revelation 20, you read verses 1 and 3 right? Then you jump down to 7. Then you read all the way down. Then you jump back to 4, 5, and 6. Revelation 20 jumps around to different time periods. Okay, so Revelation 20 and verse 1, it says, "And I saw an angel come down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand. And he laid hold on the dragon," right, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, "and bound him 1,000 years." Speaking of who? Esau. Esau, who's so-called white man today, they were put up in those Caucasus Mountains, and during that time, you know, they weren't ruling. They were just, they were called bases of men, because they were really, they were what's this called? They were even called the Wild Man. Look up the Wild Man. And they came down to out of those caves. They were hairy, and they were fighting against, Jake. Verse 3 says, "And cast him into the bottomless pit, and shut him up, and set a seal upon him, that he should deceive the nations no more, till the 1,000 years should be fulfilled. And after that he must be loose a little season." And now we're in that little season right now. And jump down to verse 7. Satan freed, right? It says, "And when the 1,000 years are expired, Satan shall be loose out of his prison, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the four quarters of the earth, Gog and Magog, to gather them together to battle, the number of whom is as the sand of the sea." You see? And Gog and Magog talking about Russia. Okay. Verse 9, they went up on the breadth of the earth, and compassed the camp of the saints about, and the beloved city. And fire came down from the Most High out of heaven, and devoured them. And the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet are, and shall be tormented day and night forever and ever. And that fire was what? Those ICBM missiles, man. Okay, that's that fire and that brimstone coming down. You see, and that's also going to set off which is the Lord's going to put the spirit on them to shoot off their missiles. Let's get Revelation 17 real quick. It says, Revelation 17 and 16, "And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh, and burn her with fire. For the Most High hath put in their hearts," which is their mind, "to fulfill his will, and to agree, and give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled." See? And it's to go into the woman. That woman is America, a great city. Right? Now let's get Isaiah 9 and 5. It says, "For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise and garments rolled in blood." Right? In ancient wars, right? Even World War I and II, they were fighting in battle chants, and they had the gear, right? They had the spears, the swords, the shields, that's how they went to war in the old time. But this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. That burning and fuel of fire are those warheads, those ICBMs. You see, which they're gonna be shot off. All right, and that's gonna be, well, we're already in World War III, but it hasn't intensified. We got these. Let's read Matthew 24 and 7. It says, "For nation," 6, "and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places." Salakia. "All these are the beginning of sorrow." So we're hearing these different wars and rumors of wars. The Ukraine and Russia, Israel, and going against up against the Hamas and Hezbollah, Iran. Right? You got the China-Taiwan, which China wants to invade Taiwan, but they haven't, made a move yet. And if that happens, the U.S. is going to have to step in. You got other different wars that, these nations, want to get into, but they can't. Right? But it's ultimately going to lead to that time. And let's get this last one, Jeremiah 50 and 3. 1, it says, "The word of the Lord Yahweh spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Declare ye among the nations, and publish, and stand up and set up a standard. Publish and conceal not. Say, Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded. Merodach is broken in pieces. Her idols are confounded. Her images are broken in pieces. Yeah, when Babylon is taken down, her image is going to be taken down as well. You know, that's what we do when we out on our highways and hedges. You know, saying that America's going to be destroyed. Her idols going to be taken down. And America's going to be, and this system is also going to go down as well. Verse 3, for out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate. And none shall dwell there. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. And that north is talking about Russia. You get Ezekiel 38. Real quick. Okay. I'm gonna just jump down to the point. It says, I'm gonna read verse 2. Son of man, set thy face against Gog in the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and prophesy against him, and say, thus saith the Lord Yahweh, or power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog, the chief prince of Meshech and Tubal, and I will turn thee back, and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thine army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords. Persia, which is Iran, Ethiopia, right? And Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee. So let's also get is it 51? Jeremiah 51 and 27. Set ye up a standard in the land. Blow the trumpet among the nations. Prepare the nations against her. Call together against her the kingdoms of Ararat, which is Turkey, many in Ashkenaz. Appoint a captain against her. Cause the horses to come up as the rough caterpillars. Prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes, the captain thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the land of his dominion. And the land shall tremble in sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without inhabitant. So these other nations are going to come up against Babylon, and it's going to be destroyed. You know, then they're going to be fighting one another. Until the Savior returns, they're going to try to fight the Savior. You see, so World War III is at the door, man. All right, and Lord willing, you know, praying and hoping that we get delivered out of this, you know, because they also going to implement a draft, and a lot of people are going to go over there and die. You know, you ain't going to make it back. So the third woe, World War III, is on the way. And real quick, let's get this. I got two more. Revelation 9 and 12 says, one woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. All right, what are these woes? All right, World War I, World War II, and World War III. You get Revelation 11 and 14. It says, the second woe is past, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. That was World War II. You see? So both World War I and II came and went. All right, and behold, the third woe cometh quickly. And now the third woe, World War III, is on its way, man. You see? So, Lord willing, this was edifying. We don't give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKwadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. Lord's will was edified. To the next video, I'm going to say, Shalom.